Introducing Credit Scoreboard from Credit Crazy, a new mobile game that pits you against your friends.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Descript Season 9. I'm Christiana, Community Manager here at Descript, and we're very happy to have you today. Today's event is all about avatars. Sometimes when you are trying to make video, maybe you just can't be on camera, or you don't want to be, or maybe you are low on time or team resources. Whatever the case, this is where avatars can jump in. With avatars, you can create video just by typing. We are going to show you how to do that today and answer any questions you've got about this stuff. So this is what you can expect for the next hour. So we're going to start off by checking in at Descript HQ and watch a little video featuring Ramdy. Then we are going to bring up our amazing product manager, Alex, and he's going to demo avatars for us. And then we are going to do some live community Q&A with Alex and our CEO, Andrew. And we'll have a couple folks joining us backstage. And then we will also answer all of the questions that you're throwing in to the YouTube chat, or maybe you're watching on LinkedIn or on X. Just send your questions in those chats and we will get those answered live. So this is what we will be doing for the next hour or so. Again, thank you so much for being here. We're going to play this video here, so sit back and relax, introduce yourself in the chat, and we'll see you in just a couple minutes. Enjoy.
We need to talk.
Sure, Ramdy, what about?
Heard you're not happy with my videos.
Look, Ramdy, it's not about you. This whole bit has just gotten distracting. You used to be about helping people learn Descript, making great videos, and now you're about...
What, exactly?
I mean, the glasses, the wig.
Hey, this is my real hair.
Just your whole persona. This is not the Ramdy show.
So it is about me.
I mean, yeah, I guess it is about you.
I knew it.
But Ramdy, it's also about our users. Love our users is one of our most cherished company values.
And what about iconoclasm? All right, that's supposed to be one of our values too.
Well, yeah, but not like this. Iconoclasm doesn't mean you get to be a pretentious, mean jerk.
You know what? Fine. If this version of me is so problematic for you, then just use my avatar.
Would you be okay with that?
We just launched this whole new avatar feature, right? So why don't you have them do my stupid tutorials?
It's not a bad idea if you're okay with it.
I'm sick of filming this crap anyway. Click here to add a scene. Edit your video by editing the text. Do you know how many times I had to re-record the studio sound video because you kept changing the UI? Just let an avatar do it this time.
Sounds great.
They're perfect when you need to make video but don't want to bother going on camera.
That is very true.
You can create your own avatar or choose one from Descript's gallery.
That's right again.
They're very versatile. Meanwhile, I'm gonna show you what the real Ramdy can do for this company. I got ideas, Andrew. Big ideas.
Like what?
Visionary videos. Videos that'll show the world what Descript is truly capable of.
Great, Ramdy. Do your thing. And just make sure it's aligned with our Q2 ARR targets.
Fine. It will be magnificent. I brought snacks! Oat milk. My office now.
He doesn't have an office.
Honestly speechless. Another great video from Ramdy, and I have a feeling that hairstyle is going to be all the rage this summer. It's going to be the hair of the summer. So Love to see everyone tuning in the chat here, telling us where they're tuning in from. And now on stage, we're joined by the amazing Alex. Hello, Alex. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing awesome. Congratulations on shipping these avatars into the world. It's been a pretty exciting last week or so.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. In the last couple of days, I've actually just been like playing with the feature a ton, creating a ton of videos, sending them to you. So yeah, I've had a lot of fun building this with the team and just now using it all the time.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And this is one of those feature launches where I see immediately like people in the community on Twitter or tagging us in Discord, making stuff with it and just kind of embracing it immediately and trying things out. So I'm excited to get a demo from you here so we can see it in action if you're ready to take it away.
That sounds great. I figured I would actually start by showing you like another longer example of a video, and then we can talk about how to create videos like this. That sounds good.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay. So I'm going to start here, and I think I can tell that you can see my screen. And I'm just going to play this so you can take a look at it. Let me know if anything's weird.
Cool.
Jazz was born in the early 20th century in New Orleans, blending African rhythms, blues, and ragtime. It was music of freedom and improvisation, shaped by artists like Louis Armstrong and Duke Ellington. By the 1930s, jazz had evolved into big band swing, filling dance halls across America. In the 1940s, bebop emerged, led by legends like Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie, making jazz faster and more complex. The 1950s brought cool jazz, with artists like Miles Davis creating smooth, laid-back sounds. Later, jazz fused with rock, funk, and even electronic music, proving its endless evolution. Today, jazz remains a symbol of creativity and cultural expression, continuing to inspire musicians worldwide.
Cool.
So that's the video. So yeah, what you're seeing there is text-to-speech, so AI speech, together with avatars synced to the audio and some supporting media, all arranged in our lovely layouts and smart transitions. So that's just an example of a video you can create with avatars fairly quickly. And I really want to show you now how you can do that yourself. I'm actually going to start off by, as I recall, I have to share another tab. So let me do that really quickly.
Go right ahead.
Good work. Great. Oh, that was much easier than I expected it to be. Wonderful. So yeah, let me show you how to do this. So I'm going to, right on my Descript homepage, I'm going to find this button that says Create with AI Speaker. And I'm going to click on that. And that's going to open up a new project for me. And the first thing you'll do is you'll see our library of voices. And by the way, I don't know if we talked about this yet, but we released about 10 more voices in the last week or so. I actually love some of these voices. They're fantastic. They sound great. I'll play a couple of them for you. Some of them are like kind of your standard voices, like this one.
Life is like a camera. Just focus on what's important.
But you've also got some really weird ones. Like one of my favorites is this one.
Life is like a camera. Just focus on what's important. Capture the good.
And then like a total favorite in the company is actually Ursula. Like Ursula videos get made at Descript all the time.
Life is like a camera. Just focus on what's important. Capture the good times. Develop from the negatives. And if things don't work out, just take another shot.
A voice really for any occasion.
Perfect.
Makes any video great. But yeah, there's a few more of these out here, and like I'm excited for everybody to start using them more because I love some of these voices. A recent favorite of mine has been Elizabeth.
Life is like a camera. Just focus on what's important. Capture the good times, develop from the negatives. And if things don't work out, just take another shot.
So I'll use this one. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose an avatar for Elizabeth. And so the first thing you'll see is you can either choose from a gallery that we have, or you can upload a photo. So all you need is a photo or any picture from anywhere that you've like created a picture on another website.
Mm-hmm.
And you can upload that as well. So the gallery you can see has a range of different styles. I'll kind of just show you what these look like. They range from kind of like animated, artistic, stylistic, a approachable. This one's kind of a corny, like 50s or 60s guy. I'm kind of like this guy sometimes.
Yeah.
You've got some like indie stuff going on here. I don't know, kind of like this guy too. And
The Wes Anderson looking.
A little bit of that, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got like video game characters, and then like fire hydrant.
Why not?
Right? Like this has kind of also been like an internal meme for us, and I've actually like recently heard that there's one of our customers actually has had this as a big hit. So great. I love that. I love to see that.
Try it out in
Try it
the
out,
next
right?
board meetings, you know, something low stakes.
Message from the CEO, totally. Like,
Yes.
perfect, right? And so one thing I'll point out is that like the avatars work best with portraits that are kind of like this sort of distance apart. It can work with stylized images for sure, but it doesn't work best with human-like images. So they can be illustrative, but they should be human-like. Honestly, even if you look at this fire hydrant, I mean, won't be confused for a human being, but does have like distinct eyes, nose, and mouth.
It is humanoid, yes.
It is humanoid. But like I mentioned, you know, I don't need to use the gallery. I can import a photo. And so I'll just choose a photo that I have. And this will be the look that I give to Elizabeth. So I'll choose this one, and I'll assign this avatar to Elizabeth. Cool. And so now I've got my avatar assigned. The next step is just to enter a script. Now I could use Underlord to write a script for me, but I could also write it myself. I just like have it copied from another window. So I'll just add that here, and you already see that Elizabeth is in the scene editor. I'm going to generate the audio, and that's your first step here, right? And that's just generating the text-to-speech AI speech here. So I can kind of get a sense of what that sounds like. And as soon as that audio completes, I get this message. And this is a kind of a heads up. So your audio is done generating, but your avatar isn't. And we really recommend you generate avatars at the end. Once you've got your audio right, once you've got your script right. The reason why is because it takes time to generate avatars. It's not like lightning quick the way that audio generated. It takes a few minutes. And so it could be a little annoying to have to generate them after changing like one word at a time, right? So kind of think about this as creating your audio rough cut and then generating your avatar on top of that. So we can just like hear our audio, but you'll notice the avatar isn't going to be playing yet.
Welcome to your next step in coding with confidence, powered by AI. In this course, you'll learn how to integrate AI.
Right, so you just get a sense of what that sounds like. Say, hey, is this the script that I want to use? This is the audio one I would use? Yeah, seems good to me. I'm going to switch over to a side-by-side view, which is sometimes how I like to edit, just so you get a better sense of what's going on here. But think of avatars as like camera layers. So think of them as whenever you were to apply like a camera layout or use a smart transition, you can do that with avatars. So let's say I want my general layout to be camera. I can do that, and I've got this avatar in a camera layout. But if I want to make this a little bit more interesting and I want to create like an intro slide or an intro scene, I can just create a scene there, and I'll create some more scenes throughout, just like to mix things up. Let's see, like here, and maybe I want to start off with an intro. So I just go to my layouts, and I hit intro, and I can just pick an intro layout, and that automatically gets applied to the avatar. I've got my beautiful title, I've got my subtitle, and I've got my avatar here. Now this next scene seems fine with just camera, but maybe on the next one, I want to do something like, maybe I want to do like a list, right? Maybe I want to do that. And maybe in the next scene, I want to do captions. So I'll pick like a captions layout. And so as I'm kind of going through this, I'm just sort of like, making my video a little more interesting by adding scenes, layouts. I'm not going to get into the details here because actually like our very last season event was really all about this. So if you really want to learn more about how this works, please take a look at that. It's awesome. But really like the Cliff's Notes is avatars work really well with this stuff. They look great with scenes and layouts.
Totally. Yes. And just one phrase to explain scenes. Scenes are just like slides. They're like visual containers for your story that you're telling. So just made this a lot more interesting.
Totally. You just add like one more here. Wonderful, just like that. And I mean, I'm basically kind of ready to go here, right? Like if I was doing this for real, I would, fill all these in and say something like, creating with AI or something like that, right? And I would just kind of fill all this information in. But for the sake of this, I'm going to keep it pretty simple. Okay, now I'm like getting like really into the workflow, as you can tell, and just like doing stuff because it's so easy and fun, but you get the idea. And now when I'm done, I'll just generate the avatar.
Cool.
So it's telling me, I've got, this is the speaker that I'm using, this is the avatar that I'm using, and then if I'm ready to generate, I can do so. By the way, before I do that, let me just quickly show one more thing. Let's say I did all this, and I thought, I actually want to go into a different direction, and I don't want to go with Elizabeth. I want to use a different speaker. So maybe I'll just go to browse my speakers again. Maybe I'll go with Ursula this time. I don't know why, but I just will.
Yeah.
And so now I've got Ursula in here. I'm generating all this same text into audio in Ursula's voice. It's all going to generate. And then all I need to do is assign an avatar to Ursula. And I mean, I guess it'll be a fire hydrant. I don't know. Sure, right? And there you go, right? So you get all those same layouts are in place. You've got Ursula, the fire hydrant. You've got all of your scenes. You've got all your layouts. They're done. They're ready to go. And now I'm going to say, great, I'm going to generate this fire hydrant Ursula, right?
Totes. Yep.
So let's do that.
Cool. And maybe while this is taking a sec to generate, Alex, already in the chat, and as we've seen on social and just people are trying these avatars out, they're like, this is cool. Like, what do I use it for? What would be a use case for using avatars? Could you talk us through like the value behind these avatars?
Totally. Yeah, there's a few different use cases that make these extremely helpful. For one, I mean, as you can sort of tell right off the bat, it just cuts down your video creation time by a lot.
Yep.
Like we talked about with scenes and layouts in our last season of that, just how much easier it is to make your video look good by default. Like just by adding those layouts and making things really beautiful right off the bat, it makes it amazing. Avatars kind of do that for your talking head A-roll video, kind of the same sort of deal. So what you just saw right there live is I made that video once I had my script together in just a couple of minutes. And now it's going to take, a few more minutes to generate. But just compare that to getting in front of the camera, making sure you're wearing like the right shirt, that you've got your haircut, that your lighting is good.
Memorizing your script.
Yep. Focusing on delivering that script, knowing that as you're doing that, you might have to make some changes in editing. So you're like, oh no, I've got to get this just right. It's so scary.
Yep.
All of that is just much easier to do when you can create from scratch with Descript, with avatars, scenes, layouts, and smart transition. So like especially if you're focused more on your message and you really care more about like getting across your content and like the delivery, who is delivering it is not the most important thing. These are a great shortcut and a cheat code.
Totally.
That's just one. I'll name a couple other things if you're down. I don't know. Yeah,
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Like one thing I also like is like, hey, maybe like this fire hydrant is just really speaking to you. Like this is just exactly what you're all about. It just nails your brand tone. This is what you're about, right? And I mentioned that that's just one of the examples from our gallery, but you can create your own. So you can make it look exactly how you want it to look. You can have it have the exact same sort of like tone, attire, appearance, all that stuff. And it can be a really direct extension of your brand, the same way that your colors, fonts, voices, music, all that stuff is. And I love that about it too, because it's true customization of the video.
Right. Yes. And we have so many stock avatars that there really is something for everyone out there, or you could always make your own. So that options.
And then like one more thing I'll point out is I know a lot of people that I don't know if I should consider myself like this, to be honest. It's a little bit too much patting on my back, but like I don't actually love being on camera. Like I'm here now, but I don't love being on camera, but I'm very comfortable speaking and recording my voice. Like I'm just like feeling good about recording my voice. And I don't like recording my voice and speaking to the camera while like clicking the right buttons and making sure I'm saying everything right.
Yep.
But if I can focus on the delivery of the audio, I don't even need to worry about the video because I can just add an avatar to that, and that makes that a whole lot easier for me as well.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. In that way, avatars really open up making video for folks that don't necessarily want to be on camera themselves, which is really awesome. Okay, it looks like this thing generated.
I don't know why I honestly, this was not the plan. I wasn't gonna make this video with this voice and this avatar, but let's just do it.
It spoke to you.
It spoke to me live. Okay, let me make this a little bit easier to see.
Welcome to your next step in coding with confidence powered by AI. In this course, you'll learn how to integrate AI tools into your development workflow to boost productivity, solve problems faster, and write cleaner code. We'll cover real-world use cases, best practices, and common pitfalls so you can get the most out of these powerful assistants without losing your own voice as a developer.
All right, that's pretty good. I'm actually like I feel like I'm gonna get yelled at if that's what I do. So I'm actually gonna share this other tab with like this same script, but like the plan A of the avatar, just so you can see another one. All right, so here we go.
Cool.
Welcome to your next step in coding with confidence, powered by AI. In this course, you'll learn how to integrate AI tools into your development workflow to boost productivity, solve problems faster, and write cleaner code. We'll cover real-world use cases, best practices, and common pitfalls so you can get the most out of these powerful assistants without losing your own voice as a developer. Whether you're debugging, learning a new language, or planning a feature, AI can be a partner, not a crutch. Let's get started and build smarter together.
Love it.
Yeah, a little more toned down, but same idea. And if you want to try different ones, you just go ahead and try different ones until you find the one that you want for your videos.
Exactly. Yes. Maybe, Tuesday is a fire hydrant day, Wednesday is an Elizabeth day, whatever you want. Dealer's choice.
Totally. Exactly.
Cool. Okay.
So that's basically how you create from scratch. I don't know how we're doing on time. I can talk about this for hours, but I can talk to you about another use case, or we can keep it moving. What should we do?
Yeah, I feel like we'll probably want to start some Q&A like in the next 5. So whatever you want to hit, maybe like a last demo piece, and then we can start answering some questions because the chat is firing. So
okay. I'm going to show one more thing. And right. I think I can do this in a few minutes. I might need to skip through the generation piece, but I think that's fine. You already saw that.
Totally.
So I mentioned earlier that I use this at work sometimes too, because I'm okay with the recording my voice, but I don't really love like doing a video where I'm also on camera so much. And like a really like common use case here for me is I'll record a video about how something should work. So I'll screen record. Mm-hmm. And I'll talk through how something works, and then I'm kind of do one take, and I mean to send it off to one person, and then I record it, and I'm like, oh, this is actually like pretty valuable content. I might want to reuse and send away, but like my first take is not very good and not very engaging, and so I can add an avatar to that as well. So this is a video I recorded for translation actually about how a workflow works, and so I'm just going to play it really quickly without the avatar just so you get a sense of what it is. I mean, you can tell it's just not that fun to watch, right? It's just like me it's just the screen. Oh wait,
I think you might be sharing the wrong screen. Yes. Okay.
Great. Okay, so this is the thing. So
wondering if we should lean into this workflow for the Learn Descript video. It's one that we haven't really talked about, but I like it because it shows off both batch translation.
Okay, so yeah, kind of non-engaging, right? It's just like you're staring at a screen, not very fun, right?
Sure.
So this is audio, and I can add an avatar to this as well. So the way I do that is I would click on the speaker, and I'd assign an avatar. And that brings me to that same place I was at before. And in this case, I actually like spent a little bit of time just sort of generating a little stylized image of myself that I want to use as an avatar. And so I'll add that one. and that'll just get added. And there I am. I'm like retro 80s or something.
Yeah.
Suit Alex.
Love it.
And I can add that. And now if I want to, I can use, again, layouts to show that avatar on screen. So I would just do that. And there I am in the corner. Right. And again, I could kind of like, probably for the bulk of my video, that's a fine placement. But if I said I wanted to, mix it up a little bit and have myself appear differently at different places, I could do that too. And so I can kind of mix up my video and put myself on camera throughout. So I know we're short on time, so I'm not going to go through this in detail, but I will at least show you what it ended up looking like.
Yeah.
And I'll remember to share the right tab. And again, that's that same audio video, but I just like added an avatar and some layouts to it. And let me do this again, play it.
I'm wondering if we should lean into this workflow for the Learn Descript video. It's one that we haven't really talked about, but I like it because it shows off both batch translation and the native AI speakers. So you go into this menu and you select the languages that you care about. Let's say it's these. And then I don't actually hit depth speech. I just hit submit. And whoa, I'm going to create 7 translations just like that. So fast. I've got all 7 of my translations. And you realize you want to make some changes to like the way that some phrases are structured. Cool.
So just like that.
It's pretty awesome.
Pretty quick. And now I can use that same avatar of myself in all these other recordings too.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if I've, like I said, like gotten a haircut that day, if the lighting's bad, if whatever, right?
Yep.
I can just like focus on my delivery and then add the avatar and it's done.
So great. Cool. I really love that use case. That's cool. Sweet. All right. Well, that was the demo. Alex, thank you so much. I feel like, yeah, I mean, I just learned a lot. So thanks for doing that. Are you ready for some Q&A?
Yeah, I'm ready for some Q&A.
All right. I'm going to bring our CEO, Andrew, on stage to join us. Hey, Andrew. How's it going?
Hi. Great job so far, guys. Really enjoying the seminar.
Thank you. We take a lot of pride in our seminars, so thank you for the feedback. Okay, ready for some questions? Let's do a couple text questions, and then I'm going to bring our friend Aaron on screen for a live question. Okay, this came up quite a few times while you were demoing, Alex.
Oh, hold on. I have a question for Alex. Sorry.
Okay, you get to go first.
Alex, what do you think of showing Generation Station just for a full autocomplete work?
Oh man, I was about to do that actually. I mean,
why don't you kick it off and then while we're taking the question, we can wait for it to generate.
I'll kick it off and we'll go to questions and then we'll view the result.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Cool.
All right, let's do
that. That was all like scripted spontaneity, by the way. Hopefully it looked like that's really how we engage and work together.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna get. Now I'm gonna ask a question. We're just doing it live here. Are we gonna show the thing that we're releasing like today or the thing that we released like a few days ago?
No, the thing that's coming next. I don't know if it's today or in a couple weeks, but the cool version, the really cool version.
The cool one. Yeah, okay, the cool one. Great. Okay. That's the wrong button. Okay, here we go. So we're talking about the same thing here, right? Again, we're very much going live. Great. Okay.
Yeah,
this
check
is
this out,
cool.
everyone.
This is a pretty exciting feature. So this is Generation Station. I really can't speak to this. Another team at Descript built this. They did an amazing job. I actually love using it. The very first video you saw today was actually from this, but I will talk about it a little bit. Won't do justice. So you can generate from either an uploaded video, a prompt, or if you have your own script, you can also paste the script. And so if you want to do a video about like making a viral video about, I don't know, what's a viral video idea? Can someone give me something?
Epic skateboard fails.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
what's
perfect.
on my Instagram reels.
And and Ozempic. Just type and Ozempic.
And Ozempic? Great. I just wanted to be known that I'm just following orders. Okay, great. Am I spelling this correctly? Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So it's going to take me to a new project, and it's going to also let me select a voice and an avatar. And like, I actually really do like Elizabeth. I'm going to stick with Elizabeth. In this case, I'm going to go with this avatar for Elizabeth, but we've got a ton, right? As you can see. Actually, let's do the one from the season event. Why not? Let's just do this one. Sure.
Cool.
And we're going to continue. And I've got some options here. I can add media that's either AI generated media in one of these 4 styles or stock media. So it's kind of up to me. I can choose the different styles that I want. What's a good skateboarding style? Is it like this one probably? Is this a good skateboarding style?
Sure. Looks good.
Should we do stock media? What do we want to do?
Let's use that. I like it.
Great. Let's do this. Cool. And that's it. So now we're just going to wait, and Descript is going to do a bunch of really cool stuff for me. And it's going to tell us what it's doing. It's going to divide it into scenes. It's going to, and you can kind of see it happening in the background, which is really fun, actually. So you can see these scenes getting added, and you're going to get layouts added. So all this stuff is sort of changing, and like it's just all doing AI magic stuff. This is great. I'm not the spokesperson for this feature, but I really love it, as you can tell. And it's applying visuals, generating images.
Now's the part where we can take a question.
Great.
But you're doing a great job at just vamping through this the entire.
Yeah.
Okay, let's answer the question. Let's answer the question. Cool. Let's just take a break here.
Yep.
Wait for it to generate, and we'll answer the question.
Sweet. Yep. Those mandatory improv classes Andrew makes us take really paying off for us today.
Don't do that, but I've thought about doing that.
That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah.
I'm into it. Okay, let's do this one. Can you have multiple avatars in a project? And adding on to that, I saw a couple folks say, can you have multiple avatars that are like speaking to each other in a project?
You can, absolutely. As far as I know, there's no limit to the number you can have in a project, or like any reasonable amount wouldn't be limited. As long as you have a speaker for each one of them, you can have an avatar assigned to each speaker. So you can do a video with 2 people talking to one another. You can do a video where like one avatar talks for most of it, but then you have a little dialogue for part of it with 2 other avatars, and you go back to your like primary spokesperson. It's pretty common in LND videos for it to work that way, right? You've got like your speaker, your like trainer, and then you have a little vignette, so you can do that too.
Cool. Sweet. All right. I'll throw another one at you. This is from Ross, who is a Descript teacher and also a Descript ambassador. Are there plans to make AI avatars customizable beyond just a talking head, like tone, actions, gestures, or even being able to change the background or the setting?
Yeah, all that's on our radar. The background piece actually is available now. It's a little bit, you have to press a few buttons to do it, but I mentioned at the top that you can treat avatars the way that you treat camera layers. And one of the things we can do with camera layers is we can apply effects to them. And one of those effects is background removal. So any of those avatars, you can remove the background for, and you can swap it with a different background by using a different layer, or just have a transparent background and just use whatever else is in your video.
Cool. Sweet. I'm going to grab this one from the YouTube chat, which is a little bit more use casey or philosophical. I am confused as to why a person would want to watch a video that a person didn't go through the trouble to produce. So maybe we could just drill down into like, why did we build this and give people like this option for making video?
Can I take a stab at answering this in a roundabout way? I would actually love to hear from the chat participants. Maybe like chime in. Those of you who are excited to use something like this, tell us how you intend to use it. And why don't we hear you answer that question before we do? So let's come back to it in like 5 minutes after we try to get some answers. And we can give you our answer too.
Awesome. Okay. Let us know in the chat. How are you planning or thinking you will use avatars? Sweet. Okay. We can keep hitting a couple more while that generates. Let's see. Sweet. Okay. Hi, thanks for the new option. Are you guys aiming to create avatars that are close to a real person's image instead of the more cartoon appearance of an avatar? So maybe we could talk about our choice to make stylized stock avatars?
Sure, yeah. So as you saw, the kind of at the top, we have like a gallery of stock avatars, and a lot of them have styles to them. And the idea here is to kind of like show off the different range of creativity that you can use in order to create different avatars. So that's part of it. The other part of it is, part of what's engaging about an avatar is just having a spokesperson, and it's not as critical that spokesperson is necessarily photorealistic.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to kind of go with some styles to kind of make that point. You don't need necessarily to be photorealistic if you don't want to. But at the same time, like as you saw in the demo, we totally support photorealistic ones. So you can add your own image that's photorealistic, and it will work great. We're definitely talking about adding some more like stock avatars, at least a small handful that are photorealistic, just because we've heard enough questions of people saying, does it work for photorealism? And we just want to make sure people know that it does. But the idea is that it can work for photorealism or artistic, stylized avatars too.
Sweet. Cool. Okay, I think we maybe got some answers on the question we turned around on, folks. If you want me to read some of those out for the use cases, cool. Here's a use case. I have a client who won't do videos. So someone's client needs to make videos, but they don't want to be on camera. Someone else said, I'd rather watch a polished video than a struggling human who doesn't want to be on video. So there's another one. I think it could be fun. It's a good way to produce quick prototypes. Lack of time. My client doesn't have time. Speed. I'm seeing a lot of speed. I'm thinking about using it for online training, me and the avatar. So being able to have someone to conversate with, maybe if you're a solo worker. Someone wrote, I don't want to have to deal with hair and makeup and lighting to do teaching videos. That's it. Which is very understandable. Let's see. To stop the scroll and make something that looks new and different. Easy to translate videos into different languages using avatars. Someone said, I intend to use it because I'm chronically ill and I don't want to record videos every day. Absolutely. I love the avatars as accessibility use case. What else here? Yeah, you can diversify the speakers, quick educational videos. Someone said, easier and more convenient. I'm a busy mom with no time to keep getting camera ready. Absolutely. And this last one, I'm terrible at speaking to camera and I don't like hearing my voice, so this is better for me. So lots of good use cases there. Anything to add?
Yeah, that's really cool to hear. Avatars are polarizing, we found, as is a lot of this kind of like nascent generative AI stuff. We've kind of lived through a few cycles of this now. And I remember when when we were starting out in text to speech, just finding it inconceivable that one day we would be listening to audiobooks that were generated by AI, because of the like lack of humanity of it or something, setting aside that you have to believe that the quality is going to cross out of the uncanny valley at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going around thinking that, and then you hear something like Notebook LM. If you haven't seen that, it's something that'll take like a article and turn it into a conversational podcast between two co-hosts. And you're like, okay, I know this is fake, but maybe I'll just let myself give in to the illusion here because there's something about it that I don't mind, and it's working somehow. So we see what we're doing here as putting this tool in people's toolkit, and we've just seen really strong demand and reception from people out in the world, and we think that's going to grow as time goes on. And we're trying to take an approach where we give people a palette of ways of working with it. So like Alex was saying, you can do the photorealistic thing, but once you get into like the fire hydrant world, then what you're doing is closer to like a cartoon, right? It's something that is not pretending to recreate an authentic human. It's dropped that kind of conceit, and it's just giving into the mascotty nature of it, which feels a bit like very well treaded territory for how creators can communicate. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. The benefits of working in a purely generative workflow are enormous. Like, you know, for those of you that do a lot of work in video, you know that it's kind of like traditionally divided up into 3 distinct phases. Pre-production, when you're doing like your script writing and storyboarding. Production is when you're recording the actual content, and then post-production is editing. And a big part of what we've been trying to do with Descript is just break those barriers down and make it so that you can fluidly move between them. And generative media is the purest version of that, right? Your ability to update a video after you've finished it by just typing and so on is unparalleled. How easy it is to do that kind of thing. Translating into 20 different languages is so simple. So it just gives you these incredible advantages. And I think people are going to love that.
Totally. Cool. Thank you. And thank you everyone for throwing your answers in the chat. We got hundreds of people that shared their use cases. Really cool to see. Awesome. Well, maybe I will bring our guest up on stage to ask a question to us live. Aaron, I'm going to bring you on up. Welcome, Aaron. How's it going?
It's going great. Christiana, how are you?
Doing great. Wow, that's some crisp audio you got there. Love it.
I learned from my buddy Jethro. When I started a podcast, he told me learning how to use Descript will be more valuable than your first podcast will be. And he was wise, and I'm glad I listened to his advice.
So are we. So
might have just been a burn on your podcast, but we'll take it as the other way.
Yeah, that's not how I took it, Andrew, but you're probably right.
Well, Aaron, maybe you could tell us a little bit about what you use Descript for, introduce yourself a little bit, and then ask us your avatar question.
Yeah, if you guys don't mind, could I answer the use case question that you guys crowdsourced in the chat? Because I was sitting here writing down a bunch of them. Number one, I think it's quick. Like to go from typing a script to having a person, an animated character, synced, that it's so much faster for things that, it may not be your main YouTube channel or whatever you want polished, but it lowers the friction on creating some of that stuff. So I think that's huge. Another one is, as a teacher, we have so many bad training videos, like horrible soul-sucking training videos, that even if it was one of the fun voices like Ursula, I would pay so much more closer attention on there if there was like a cool cartoon avatar narrating it and it was animated with some of the slides and scenes that you guys released last season. That's 10 times better than what I have to stare at every day. And then probably my favorite one, you guys mentioned the accessibility. My same buddy Jethro has a daughter with special needs, and he's used AI to give her a voice in terms of text. So saying like, humanize this idea that came from my daughter. Well, now that you could make an avatar that even she designed of herself that narrates it, like people in education realize how powerful that is to open up creation and video to students who literally didn't have a voice or couldn't talk. That gives me goosebumps to think about as a teacher, that it's possible with this. And I know there's nefarious uses and we're all worried about those too, but that's everything with technology. It can be used either way.
Yep.
So that really excites me.
Cool. Yeah, that really it resonates, and thank you for sharing those.
Yeah, my question is just with your guys' guidance and maybe best practices with the ownership of the content. Obviously, we've been able to train our own voice in Descript for quite a while. And that's really handy if you catch a blooper. So for example, I had a live class where I said a student's name, but I wanted to turn it into a digital download, but I'm not wearing the same outfit and like in creator mode in the studio. And you could just go back and change in the transcript the student's name and have it re-record. which is awesome. But what about if it's not our voice, whether it's like the Descript ones that you guys create and provide with us, same with the avatars, versus if we go grab, a different one? What's your guidance and answer to that question of content ownership?
Go ahead, Alex.
I'm not sure I quite would answer from the right lens, to be honest. Andrew, do you want to take a stab at that one?
No.
Okay.
Go for it. I'll correct you after you get it wrong.
So the question is about if do you own the content that you create in Descript, whether it's your own voice or a stock voice that we provide?
Yeah, like say if I take a still shot of you, Alex, and drop it in and make it into a video avatar, whether it's, like the ethical moral nudge that you're giving versus like legally, do I own that if I put it on my YouTube channel or my website? I think that's one of the biggest questions people have about this. At least I do.
Got it. Yeah, so it's against our terms of service to do that. Like when you are using the feature, before you add an avatar, you have to acknowledge that you have the rights to the image you're using. So it has to either be an image of you, or it's an image that is of no one. Like it's a generated image, essentially, like a cartoon character, or it's one of our gallery avatars. So we take that seriously. It's against our terms of service. We also have automated detection for things like inappropriate content. So if we detect anything inappropriate that violates content guidelines or attempts to impersonate somebody that's like well known, we'll automatically block that as well. And we continue to require voice authentication. So you can't clone somebody's voice you don't have the rights to. So you wouldn't be able to create content in their voice.
Does that answer your question, Aaron?
Yeah, definitely. And I've seen that. What about with like AI generated ones? Do you guys have any guidance on that? So say we go in and create one, it's not a real person like Alex's screenshot, and we turn that into an avatar. I mean, does the end user even own that if they create a video based on something they generated?
I think we need to bring somebody in from the waiting room to make sure we answer that correctly, right?
Yeah, I don't know the details of that, which is part of why I'm not answering.
Cool. Okay. Well, we will send that one down to the powers that be and get back to you for sure. If anyone knows the answer and wants to type into our chat, and then I can bring up that answer live. But thank you so much for the questions, Aaron. And also just want to shout out Aaron for being one of the first folks on Twitter showing some use cases with these things when we launched them last week and giving us lots of good feedback. So thank you, Aaron, for all of that.
Yeah, thank you guys for helping me make a better video for my students when they had a substitute, because I made it say like some Gen Z brain rot terms and use some of the new scenes. And I know they're going to get more out of that than the 2-page paper I usually drop. So
I would love to see the brain rot substitute teacher video.
I'll tag you guys in it. It's on my YouTube channel, unlisted.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys.
Cool. Thanks so much, Aaron. See ya. Great. Okay. Got about 10 minutes left here, so I will just throw some more questions your way. This came from Mickey. How do avatars address laughter? If we want to create an avatar in our image and with our voice, how would laughter or emotions be addressed in the text-to-speech video?
This is with creating like a text-to-speech laughter rather than like an audio recording of you laughing. Because if it was an audio recording of you laughing, that would just come out through the audio recording, and the avatar would be synced to that as if it were a word. For text-to-speech, so this is more of a question about can you generate laughter in text-to-speech? I don't believe that works very well right now, but it's something that we're looking into. This is one place where the technology is moving pretty quickly. And while I don't think it's like consistently supported right now, that's the kind of thing that we definitely could be adding later this year.
Awesome.
I'm giving it a quick try. I'll share it in a second. sure this is going to be glorious.
Try a few different things. Try like ha ha haing, and then also try like stage direction.
Okay, cool. I'm also getting a message from our VP of product, Laura. She says, someone should say that you definitely can publish stock avatar videos without getting in trouble. So I just wanted to say that. Shout out, Laura. So those stock videos, it's royalty free, so to speak. You can use those in any of your stuff and it's yours. Oh, good call out. Thanks, Laura. Okay. Next question here. What are the usage details? Avatar creation specifications, creation time, limits per account. Can we talk about that a bit more?
Yeah, so avatars are available on all plans. They're even available for free users, just in a very small amount. And they're also available on our enterprise plans for like in kind of custom amounts. For non-enterprise accounts, I think it's something like 5 minutes for free users. I think it's 5 minutes a month for our hobbyist plan, 10 minutes for a creator plan a month, and 30 minutes for the business plans. And it's per seat. So if you have 5 seats, and they're all in business, you have 5 seats, 30 minutes per seat per month.
Cool. Sweet. And I'm guessing all that info is also on our pricing page, so people can go check that out. Sweet. Did we want to go back to the generation station video? How's that looking?
Let's see. I haven't played it yet. Let's see.
Cool.
Okay, let's take a look at this.
Something truly epic lined up for you.
All right, let's rewind. Already a great start, right? There's going to be a really great transition here.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we've got something truly epic lined up for you. The most insane skateboard fails you've ever seen. But before we dive in, a quick reminder, this video is brought to you by Ozempic. Now let's get to those jaw-dropping, bone-crunching, and absolutely hilarious skateboard fails. Watch as these skaters push their limits, sometimes a bit too far, resulting in some unforgettable wipeouts. Remember, folks, don't try this at home. Leave the epic fails to the pros. Speaking of pushing limits, have you heard about Ozempic? It's not just for managing blood sugar levels in people with type 2 diabetes, it's also gaining traction for weight loss. Imagine shedding those extra pounds while enjoying your favorite extreme sports. Talk about a win-win. So there you have it, the good, the bad, and the downright painful moments in skateboarding with a pinch of health advice. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more epic content. And hey, if you're curious about Ozempic, we've got more info in the description below. Until next time, stay safe and keep shredding.
Presented without comment.
That's that. So that is yet to be released, is that right? That's coming down the pipeline, is that what you said?
Coming soon, I think real soon.
Cool. Sweet. So stay tuned, folks. All right, here we go. My nonprofit specializes in scholarship and formation work. We are careful about using cartoon or jokey type material in our published material since we want to ensure people are valuing the integrity of our work. How might I utilize avatars while maintaining our more serious image? Your thoughts on that?
So what Alex said earlier, you can use photorealistic avatars, but if you look at the stock avatars that we put in there, they're really just there as a source of inspiration. And we tried to straddle the line between taking stuff that was like a notch down from hyperrealism and out of the not quite cartoonish, but just south of the uncanny valley, so that it keeps out of the weirdness zone, while still hopefully feeling serious. So give those a try and see how they feel.
Cool. Sounds good. Okay. A couple more questions here from Kara in the chat, or Kara. Can we buy more minutes per month of avatars?
I think not yet, but we're gonna where you can get a more expensive plan. That's probably the easiest way to do that. And I think the plan is that we are going to allow people to buy more minutes at some point, right?
Yeah. Coming not quite as soon as the thing we showed, but coming.
Cool. Sweet. I think someone in the chat just made one of these and said the fact that I was able to do that while I'm here means this is ridiculously easy. That's cool. Yeah, everyone should try this out for themselves. You could do it in the next 5 minutes of this event if you would like. Cool. Okay, let's look in here. Sweet. I saw a couple questions about, and I think maybe you covered this earlier, but just to reiterate, like non-human avatars, like people uploading like pictures of their cats or something like that. Is that something we support, or how does Descript handle non-human avatars?
Yeah, so kind of going back to earlier, the subjects that the avatars don't need to be human, but they perform way better when they have human-like features. So we did some testing internally, and like the cat you just heard in the background is my cat. I really wanted to make some cat avatars. They didn't turn out great because cat features just don't look that much like human features. Now I've got her attention. So yeah, they'll generate, but for best results, definitely something that's more human-like would work much better.
Cool. Okay. Great. I honestly think we've hit most of these questions here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. We covered like the security stuff. I think we're probably able to close out, I think. Is there any like, where should people go from here? They just watched the season 9, they joined this live event. What would be the next steps for learning how to use these even more, would you say, Alex?
I'd say try it out. There's 2 great ways of trying that out right from the Descript like apps home tab. Either you can create a video from scratch with an AI speaker. That's what I did earlier when I just selected a voice and a speaker and I started writing text for the script. Or you can do the generation, the AI text to AI video thing that we just did with from our lovely corporate sponsors. And the best way to do it is to try it and play around with all of the scene editing tools. And you'll find that if you've edited a video with a camera layer, you probably kind of get it pretty quickly.
Totally. Awesome. And gotta plug the Help Center, help.descript.com. There's a lot of great guides already on avatars. We also have some great demo videos on our YouTube channel, so check those out. And yeah, I guess like our ask would be make these things and then like tag us on social with what you make. We'd love to see it all week long. We've been throwing examples we find in the wild into our Slack, and we would love to see what you guys make. Someone just said you guys should have a gallery of user submitted projects using AI avatars so we can take in some inspiration. I really love that idea.
Yeah, send us your videos when you make them.
Yeah,
we'd love seeing them.
Yep. Yeah.
Another thing I was going to mention, just as a side note, the generation flow that Alex showed at the end there, that last the skateboarding video, is a sneak peek at something we've been working on, right? So in that case, it not only automatically wrote the script, added the visuals, but it did what we call storyboarding, right? Where it took that and then it divided it up into scenes and picked the right scene for the right moment, including sometimes adding stock media overlays. And you might have noticed at the beginning, you can also do that with a recording. So that's a feature that we're going to be rolling out more broadly in Descript. Right now, you can only get it through this avatar flow or this generation station flow, the AI video maker thing that's coming on the homepage. And you can get it through the agent, which you might have heard about is not the subject of the conversation today, but through kind of like the next iteration of what Underlord is going to become. And that'll be rolling out to everyone over the next period of time. but it's a really cool new direction, and just saves a ton of time on what can sometimes be a tedious part of taking, whether it's recorded media or generated media. And by the way, one of the things we think is so cool about Descript is how it's interchangeable between the two. It's just the same thing, and you can kind of swap back and forth within a project or between projects on using things like avatars and AI speech with real media. So that'll be coming to the entire tool.
Awesome. Super exciting. Yes, everyone stay tuned. This is definitely not our last season event of the year. Really exciting stuff coming. So thank you so much for joining us today, though, for season 9. Alex, thank you for that awesome demo. And both of you, thank you for joining for Q&A, as always. This event is recorded. Someone asked, when will the replay be ready? Right now, as soon as I hit end stream. You can watch it on our YouTube anytime, but I will also send you an email with the recording link. So we're going to do more avatar events. We'll do more live demos. But yeah, start making some. Tag us on X or LinkedIn or wherever you hang out, and we'll be sharing those with our team. So thanks for your great questions. And yeah, have a great day, everyone. Bye.